said before, I've reintroduced myself. So now, what is user experience? This is a big question that everybody has been asking. What is user experience? Everybody know that UX means user experience. Now, the topic is, what is user experience? So now, user experience, which is the UX, is the design process design. Is the design, the process design team used to create product that provide meaningful and relevant experience to user. Now, let's say UX is not all about just to open the tool and get down to business and do the work and all. No, it's all about creating something that is going to be meaningful. There are a lot of products out there that they have built them, but it doesn't have a good experience. It's not counting as something that is meaningful and doesn't have experience. At the end of the day, is not being used. So user experience is the process design team used to create products that provide meaningful and relevant experience to user. Now, UX design involves the design of entire process of acquiring and integrating the product, including the aspect of branding, design, usability, and function. Now, I have an idea. Let's say I want to create an e-commerce website, and I don't want people to start stressing themselves to go to the market, start doing this. Okay, then let's say first of all, they'll have to go to POS or go to ATM stand to withdraw money, go to market, start picking what they want to buy. Now, I have this idea where I don't want to stress this user. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the aspect of branding. I'm going to go into the aspect of the design itself, and I'm going to go aspect of usability and the aspect of function that will create a very good experience for this user to just sit in a one position and do these things at once. So that is why in US creates is a product that, let's say that's my product, this idea I have, I want to bring it to a product that is going to create a meaningful and relevant experience for my users. Now, user experience is the design that is centered. User experience is not all about making money or you just want to help your users. It's about placing your user at the center. So the goal is to design art feature that allows the users to meet their needs in the most extensive and satisfying manners. This course now, let's say you're going to this course now includes the novice to a center of discovery and evolution and a set of techniques that meet users' needs. So we are focusing on the user's needs, not focusing on how to make money or how to generate money or whatever. We're just focusing on the user's needs. Now, importance of UX design. What are the importance of UX designs? Now, UX design is a crucial aspect of modeling of modern designs and development. Here are some reasons why UX design is very important. First thing first, increase user satisfaction. Now, UX design is very, very important when it comes to user satisfactions because it ensures that users' needs are met and they have a positive positive experience while using the product. Now, I am using this product. Let's use this e-commerce website I have idea. Now, let's say I want to create it now. I'm going to put the user needs first, not even about my own aspect of generating money first. I'm going to put the user's needs first. Now, this product or this idea I want to develop, why am I doing it? Now, I'm doing it because I want user needs to be met. There are a lot of products out there that if you ask why are you using this product, they will tell you, this product, I'm not really enjoying it. It's being frustrated. I don't get my satisfaction. And when I click this place, I can't find my way around this particular product. So US is very important when it comes to user satisfactions. Now, they have a positive, you're going to make them to have a positive experience while using this product. Now, this increases their satisfaction with the product and the likelihood of them using this product again. There are a lot of product out there that was built 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, that you and I are still using today because it satisfies you and I, it gives us satisfaction, increase our satisfaction. That is why we keep using them. Now, the number two aspect of it now is, number two importance of UX is it improves accessibilities. Now, UX design help to make products more accessible to a wider audience. This includes people with disability, people from different cultural background, and people with different levels of technical knowledge. Now, let me use myself as instance. There are I came across one product. I have, let's say, first of all, I have these eye issues that I can't see something that is very far except I come close. And once, let's say, I can't see something that is very, very bright. So I came across this product and the accessibility was very poor. I needed to use that app to solve one or two, but I cannot go through it because of my own, let's say, my own disability, because I can't see something that is very far, very tiny, and the brightness is too much. The color that they use was too much. Now, we're going to create now, let's say we're going creating products, or UX now helps to make product more let's say it gives us now, let's say UX now is when we are creating a product, we have to create a product that those people with eye problem and those people that are seeing more, that has a clear vision, will be able to use this product. Everybody's going to use this product together. Let's say even if it's a different, let's say let me say I'm from French and I'm from France and I'm creating a product that doesn't use English. So I'm going to give the option of going for English because I'm going to create a product that has more accessibility, that everybody, both big and small, both tiny and thick persons can use. Now, the third importance of UX design is it reduces development costs. UX design can identify potential issues early in the design process, which can reduce the cost of development. This is because it is cheaper to fix problem in the design phase than it is to fix them after the product has been developed. Now, what this actually means is this my idea that I have, this my e-commerce website I have, or e-commerce web app that I have that I want to put out there. Now, what am I going to do? Should I just give the developers to start the work, or am I just going to sketch a rough, going to do a rough sketch on a piece of paper for the developers to start the work? No. If I do that and users start using these products, then everybody might come back to sit and start rebuilding these products, because definitely we're going to have a lot of bad UX. We're going to have a lot of complaints. We're going to have a lot of let's say if the company is going to the product is actually going to fail. So what we are going to do, the first thing is, now this user experience is always important because it will help you break down every design processes. There are a lot of process that every designer go through, or every designer actually partake for them to give this particular product a better users. It takes time. Some don't take time. It takes time. So now the first thing, we're going to break down every process. There are a lot of processes there. Let's say trying to understand the user. The first thing, we're going to define this project. What is this product going to? What is it actually solving? What are we trying to do? You try to understand your user, try to know their pain points, come up with idea, put their problems down, come up with idea from this their problems. That is it. That's one. That is the design process, which is going to take time. So by the time you break this design process, it will now actually give you what idea or what problem are you trying to solve, which is going to give us a very good experience that will reduce development costs in future, or when this product has been developed. Now, the fourth important of user experience design is it boosts brand loyalty. US can create a positive association between this user and the brand. This can lead to brand loyalty and repeat of business. Now, what this actually means is these products I have built, by the time I have gone through this process, by the time I have bring out or solve the problem, I'm going to create this association between the user and the brand. Let's say this product, this my e-commerce website is being launched in the market, and my users are now using it. I can stay in my house in my comfort zone. I can go through the websites, look for the item I want to buy, I pay for it online, and it gets delivered to my doorstep. By the time you've given this user this nice experience, definitely they're going to come back and start patronizing. Before you know, you've built that connection between your product and the user. Now, overview or overall, UX design is essential to creating products that meet the user's needs and create positive experience. By focusing on user experience, businesses can improve user satisfaction, boost brands, and reduce development costs. So if focusing on a good user experience, you have improved three things. First is user satisfaction, giving them satisfaction. Now, let's say I am in my comfort zone, I order something and you get delivered to my doorstep. Definitely, me as a user, I am being satisfied using this product, and I will come back. And by then, I have built this. Let's say the owner of the product has already built this connection between the product and the users, and you've reduced the development costs. Now, what are the elements of user experience designs? Now, elements of the user experience designs. Sorry. So, what are the elements of user experience design? First is the structure. What is the structure? Structure is sorry, first is going to be strategy. What are the strategy? Now, this is where you have to sit and say, now this product, now what am I going to actually doing with this product? What am I trying to do? What am I trying to solve? What is this product going to do? Is it actually solving problem? What is it actually doing? Is it creating solutions or what? So that is what strategy, that is the first element. Now the second element, which is scope. So now you're going to sit down and scope, look at this product. Now you looked at it and said, okay, I'm trying to create this, trying to see if this can work for this, to see if this is going to work in the future. Now for the structure, this is where the structure comes in, where you've gathered all your resources, your research, and all. You sit down and say, okay, I'm bringing this one in, I'm taking this one out. I've tried to understand my users' pain points. I've tried to understand my users' goals. I've tried to understand what they actually want, their needs, their wants, and these are the problem they are fixing in the society. So structure where you have to take and give out. Let's say we are taking this particular element, we are removing this idea, we are replacing this with this, and we're adding this. Now for the skeleton, which is going to be where you've gathered all these resources. Now you've removed the ones you want to remove, the ones that you've understand your users pain points, you've understand their goals, you've understand their needs. Now you're going to place them, and now you come up with a skeleton. A skeleton just like coming up with a sketch, or let's say, or a wireframe, where you have to go draw a wireframe, paper sketch, or you use your Figma or your design tool to go to draw a wireframe, where you have to just sketch an idea for them. Okay, if this is going to work, and this is just like a navigation from this particular screen to this other, or from this from this top to the bottom, or to the ending, or to the footer. Now that is how it works. Then for the surface, which is you're going to use the design tool to come with a nice interface from the skeleton, just like this the wireframe you've already sketch on the paper, or if you use your tools to do them, then you can now create a nice interface for them for it. Now, what are the key principles of user design? The 5 key principles of user experience designs are: 1, user-centeredness. Designing products and services that meet users' needs and preferences by involving them in every stage of development. Now, this is one of the important key principle of user experience. Now, user-centeredness. Now, this my products I'm trying to develop. I am going to involve the users in every stage. Let's say the first stage is when it comes to research, I am researching with my user. When it comes to brainstorming, I am doing that with my user. So everything you're going to do, or the key principles of user experience, your focus is on the user, not even yourself. It's on the user. It's on the user, trying to know your user needs. Sorry about that noise. So you're trying to meet your user needs and involving them in every stage of development. When it comes to the brainstorming, your user is involved. When it comes to research, your user is involved. Now, the key principle number 2 is usability. Creating products and services that are easy to use, navigate, and understanding by providing a consistent and a user experience. Now, I'm trying to create this product now, and I'm trying to make it I'm trying to create this product now, creating a product and service that are easy to use, navigate, and understanding by providing and user experience. Now, this product now I'm trying to build or trying to create now, I'm going to involve my users because I want to give them a product that they are going to use, that is going to be easy for them to use. They're going to it's going to be easy for them to navigate. Okay, so like let's say this product I went through now. This product was having a bad UX, was having a bad user because it was not easy. And on the sign up page, I was trying to look for where okay, I already when I came back to this product, I wanted to log in and I was looking for the sign in screen where I'm going to sign in, but I can't find it because it's having a bad US. I don't even know where to navigate. And when I finally got to the home page, I can't even go back to another session. I can't even navigate to the next session. So when creating the key principles of user and design is as usability, create a product that is going to be easy for the user to navigate. I am on the home page, I know what next to do. I am on the logout page, I know what next to do. I am done with whatever I'm doing on the dashboard. I want to move to the next screen. So you're going to create a good product that is going to be usable for the users. Accessibility. When it comes to designing product and service, make it access for user with all abilities and disability, ensuring that everyone can use them without difficulty. Now, when creating a product, make sure you place this number three principle when it comes to accessibility, so that those with eye problem can use your product, and those that don't have eye problem too can use your product. Not use not using white and pink together, or using pink and orange on a white background, which is going to cause a lot of issues for those people that have disabilities, those people that have eye problem. You get so when it comes to product, make sure that the number three key principles is involved when it comes to accessibility, so that everybody can use your product without finding it difficult. Now, the fourth principle is desirability, creating product and service that are emotionally appealing and enjoyable to use by understanding user desires, motivation, and values. Now, this product, now we're going to create a product for everybody to enjoy it, for everybody to understand their desires. Let's say user desires, my own desire, the value. Why am I creating these products? Am I giving it a value? Am I making users to enjoy these products? Is it something they can use today and come back tomorrow using it? So you have to place that one in your mind, or in your mindset, that this is what you're doing for your user. The fifth one now is innovation, which is developing products and services that are novel, useful, and valuable by exploring new ideas. So we're going to create a product that are going to be very useful, that are going to approach in user experience design, give them satisfaction in this product they are using, make them understand that this is actually enjoyable. Explore new idea on this particular product. This e-commerce is not all about shopping. What if users can actually fund their wallets in this e-commerce instead of linking their normal local bank card? What if they can actually fund their wallet in this particular app, and pay from their wallet? You've added a new idea in this particular product. You actually, or let's say actually add a new idea in this particular product I just created. Now, what is the role of a user experience in product development? What are my roles? Now, what are my roles in user experience? User designers focus on the user satisfaction and ensuring that the product actually fulfill the user's needs. They design with user interaction as their main focus, ensuring they are improving the usability and accessibility of this product. Now, just like I said earlier, now I am actually a UX designer, and these are my role. I don't focus on just making money. I focus on my user satisfaction. I want to give them that satisfaction that will make them to enjoy this product. So I need to, I focus on my user satisfaction. I ensure that these products actually fulfill their users' needs, my users' needs. Now now let's say first thing first I will do is first thing is I will have to define this product. This e-commerce website I'm building, or I have an idea or I want to design. First of all, I have to define this product. So once I define this product, I will now know my targeted audience. Then after knowing my targeted audience, then I will now identify this problem. Now, by the time you've met your audience, okay, they will tell you these are the needs, these are their goals, these are their frustration, these are their pain point. They will give you a lot of complaint. Then, by the time they've given you this complaint, then you will now identify the problems. Okay, oh, this problem, this particular person is giving me this problem. I want to identify problems to this thing. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with a solution for these problems that my users has already given me. By then, I will now have to sit down and start brainstorming. So when under that brainstorming, I will now start, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to start creating, I'm going to start um creating ideas, trying to create navigation for this particular product. Okay, that is not going to frustrate this user, that is going to be easy for the ability and disability people. That is what I'm going to do. By the time I'm done with my paper sketch or wireframing, then I now have to do a little flow for them where they want to say, okay, I want you to test this particular product. Did you actually enjoy it? What are the frustration? Was it easy for you to navigate from this screen to this screen? Did you miss out anything? Okay, this okay, blah 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 and all. So that is when you will have, that is the rule of a UX design. You're not just doing it for yourself, you're actually doing it for your users. Now, user design, UX designers are responsible for user interface, virtual design, and experience of this product. Now, I am not only concerned, I am yes, I am concerned about the my users, but I am more responsible for the UI designs, interface, the color, the fonts, the images, the illustrations, the icon. I am always responsible. Like I am responsible for it. So by creating so or doing that, you now have to give your user a good experience in that product. To do a great job, designers have to anticipate with what users need. Then they can build elements that are easy to understand, access, and use. While we continue, let's go back and see if anybody have question to add before we can continue with what kind of tool can we use. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. All right. Now, introduction to Figma. Now, what is Figma? Everybody know Figma, Figma, Figma. Ah, as a designer, I use Figma. Yes, I want to design, I have to use Figma. Figma is a tool everybody use to design nice interface and all. Now, Figma is a free online collaborative interface design tool that is taking the world by storm. Figma is actually taking the world. I remember when I started with Adobe XD. At a time, I didn't enjoy Adobe XD because some people said it's offline. Some people said I'm going to pay before I do this, blah, blah, blah. I was not enjoying Adobe XD interface. It was not giving me what I want until when I tried Figma, and I fell in love with Figma, and it was very, very simple and easy to use. Remember, this is where UX experience comes in. I'm using myself as an instance. Now, when I was using Adobe XD, a lot of people use Adobe XD, they enjoy it, but on my own side, I don't enjoy it because some things I'm looking for, I have seen on Figma, which is on the left-hand side. I see them on the right-hand side. So I am not enjoying it. When it comes to prototyping my work on Adobe XD, me as a user, I was not usually enjoying it because it was not giving me this white screen. It was just giving me half screen. While for Figma, it was giving me this full screen that I can imagine if this my product is out, it's going to look very beautiful. Now, Figma is an online tool that is taking the world by storm. Figma is a design tool that lets you create design for mobile and web interface or any kind of design you can think of. Now, you can use Figma to create your graphics designs. You can use Figma to create your illustrations. You can use your mobile app. You can use Figma to create your website. Anything that has to do with design, you can use Figma to create them. Now, Figma is a collaborative tool for teams and individuals to create and share high quality work. You can collaborate on Figma. I think I heard that before I can collaborate on Adobe Excel, I'll have to pay something like that, but I didn't try it. But since then, I've been using Figma. Figma, you can collaborate. You can be up to 20, we can up to 10, we can up to 5. We can work together. Figma even gave us a new feature where we can be on call together while we are designing. So that is how Figma is actually taking the world by storm. So you can collaborate on Figma. You can design whatever you want to. Is it a flyer? Is it a mobile application? Is it a slide or whatever? You can create that on Figma. Now, what is Figma used for? Just like I said, Figma is used for all kind of graphics work, for your wireframing website, designing mobile application interface, your prototype design, crafting social media posts, and any. Just like I said, you can use it to do all your kind of work, your graphics works. Yeah, you can use Figma. Like just like this slide I create, I use Figma to create this slide. So you can use Figma for your wireframe. There are other wireframing tools you can use, but you can use Figma to create your wireframing tool, especially the Figma, where they will give you a skeleton or a skeleton or black and white phone icons or images, or where you can just create your simple wireframe. Is it a social media post? You can use your Figma to create. I have a student who is creating, who is doing a graphics work with Figma, and it's beautiful. So this is what Figma. You can use Figma to do any kind of designs. You can use Figma. What can we design using Figma? Figma is a powerful tool that helps you to create anything, be it websites, application, logo, and much more. By learning to Figma, you can take your first step into user interface design and user experience. A powerful tool that helps you to create anything, just like I said. It can help you to create logo, anything that it has to do with design. Figma will help you do that. And by learning this, you have to take your first step into learning UI UX on Figma. So before we continue anything, now let's see if we have any question before we can dive into Figma to try out something. So any question yet? All right, let's continue. You can actually drop your question on the chat box. Now let's dive into Figma and see how it looks like. Now, this is how Figma look like. So for those of us that are new user, we'll have to go to Chrome and type www.figma.com, log in your active email. You have to sign up, then follow this flow, the steps to create an account. Then once you create an account, it takes you to the dashboard that looks like this. Takes you to your dashboard that looks like this, where you have the Figma file, you can do your design and prototype, where you can do your whiteboard and diagram, where you can import files into your Figma. So now I'm going to create. Now when you click, so now when you click on any particular file, let's say I want to go to a design, I want to do a new design file. So once I click on this, it takes me to a particular page that looks like this. So you're going to change the name of whatever you want to design from here. Then you have the menu, you have your move button, your scale, you have this to take you on the slides. You want to slice an object. Then for the section, this is how it's going to look like. I want to section this particular authentication screen. I want to section the home and the product and the checkout page in what you can section. Then for the frame, this is where you click on the frame. It takes you to, am I designing for a phone? Am I designing for tablet? Is it desktop? Is it for presentation? Is it for your watch? Is it for a social media post? Is it for a Figma community? Then this is for the shapes. These are for the shapes and all. This is for the pen tool text. And this is for to move my designs. And this is to drop comment for those of us that want to collaborate where we can say, okay, I want to drop a comment for Mr. B to adjust this particular design. So this is for the comments. And here we have this plus icon that gives us different pages. Where you click on the plus icon, it gives you pages, and this is for the layer. So by the time I start designing my a particular screens here, it's going to show my layers here. So for here, this is the design. I want to do a quick prototype between this first screen and second screen. This is how it looks like and all. So now this is Figma Final. So let's actually design a simple landing page for a web design. Let's say an e-commerce landing page. So you're going to before you start designing a landing page, you have to go to Chrome and get an inspiration for how a landing page should look like. Then once you look at other landing page of any e-commerce website of your choice, there are a lot of e-commerce website out there, web app out there. You can just pick your inspiration, and now I want to design a website for it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and go to, once I click on it, it's going to give us all the frame I want to use. So now I'm designing for a website, so I'm going to use the web frame. So I'm going to use this desktop frame of I'm going to use the desktop frame of 1440, and the height is 1024. So let's just design a very simple hero section of a web e-commerce website. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to rename my frame to hero section. So and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my layers grid. So I'm going to click on the plus icon and go to this layers grid setting, which I'm going to click, and it's going to be, grid is just like this, but I'm not using grid. I'm going to use column for it. So I'm going to use the count of 12, and I'm going to use the margin of 80, for instance. Now, why am I using this layer grid? I'm using this layers grid to align my work properly. And now for the counts, we have 12. So 12 is this pink line we are seeing here. Why the 80 is, why this 80 margin is the space between this last count to this side of the screen. The same thing applies to this. Why this gutter that is 20 is this space between here and here, which is 20. Well, I don't want to readjust it, so I'm going to use the default size for it. So this is how it looks like. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off for now, and I'm going to select a rectangle, and I'm going to place it here. Now I'm going to make sure that it has the same width of this frame, and I'm going to change the color to white. So if I change the color to white, you will not know that there is something here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to use the effects settings. So I'm going to click. So once you click on the plus icon for it, the default setting is going to be drop shadow. So I'm using drop shadow, and I'm going to, this is the Y axis, which is giving us 4, and the default color is 25% of this black color down. Then for the blur is 4. So let me change the color so that it will give us something nice. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go to the settings to adjust. I'm using 6, and I'm using 6 for this, and I'm reducing the effect color. So this is what I have, and I'm going to reduce the height of this because it's actually looking big. So I'm going to use 80 for it. I'm using 80 for it. So I'm going to turn on my grid system. And this is what I have. So now I'm just going to use a random logo for it. So let's just use, let's go to this and say logo creator. So there's a plugin where you can actually just use a random logo for any design that you want to use. So while we wait for the logo to log in, so let's see if we can actually use any random logo. Let's use Let's just use this for now. It's bad to use it. So. Okay, so we have this dummy logo. So I'm going to use it because it's actually big. I'm going to use 60 for it, and I'm going to place it here. It's actually still looking big, so I'm going to reduce it to 40. Yeah, so I'm going to place it, and I'm going to click on my text, and I'm going to sell. So now, so for the text now, once I click on this T, it's taking me text. So once I can click anywhere, and I'm using pop-ins. So let's just put this as home. Let's say about. Let's say about us. Let's say blog. Let's say cats. And let's say us. And this is what we have. So now I'm going to arrange them. So let's just move this, for instance, and change this color to be, instead of making it black and white. So let's just change this color. Let's make it blue, for instance. You can move it to this direction. So we're using this color. So now I'm going to say, and for instance, so I'm going to align it together. So I'm going to align it, and now we don't have our dummy logo. So I'm going to align it to this place now. This is what we have. So I'm going to come back to this section and arrange it very well. So let's just use this text, for instance, and arrange them. So I'm going to use my auto layout to align them very well. So once I click on it, I will come back to my auto layout settings, where I will have to give them the spacing between each other to be 50, and I'm going to align all the text to be aligned to the center, while the space between each other is 50 and all of them is being aligned to the center. And this way, and I'm going to check if it's being aligned, if properly is aligned. So I'm going to create my button. Let's say my login button. So let's use this for as the login button. So I'm creating my button, and I'm going to make this white, and I'm going to give this a fill color, and I'm going to use my color picker to pick the color, the dummy color I'm using. So this is what I have, and I'm going to move in here. I'll make sure I align it properly. Then I'm going to give it a corner radius of 10, for instance. And it has too much corner radius, so I'm going to use 5 for it. So I'm going to align everything properly. So this is what I have. You can actually use you can actually create another layers grid for, you can actually create another grid when you want for rows, so that you can, it will help you to align this text, this section, this header very well. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use my auto layout to align them very well. So this is what I have now. So our header has been created. So the next, I'm going to look at what I have created, and this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to create our section for our e-commerce site. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this screen, this button, to this place, and I'm going to increase it to 50. And I'm going to increase the weight also. And I'm going to change the text to shop now. So what I have, and I'm going to use creating a nice hero section. So I'm not going to use a white background. I'm going to give it a colored background. So I'm going to increase this to 600. I'm going to move it to the down, and I'm going to change the color to the lighter shade of this particular blue primary color I'm using. So I'm going to use my color picker and pick the color, and I'm going to reduce it. Now, for instance, now when creating and you want to use this kind of color for the hero section. Now, for those of us that has eye problem, it will find it difficult for we to even know where the button is. So we're not going to, for you to give your user a good user experience. So we are going to reduce this color if you are using this particular blue. So we are going to reduce the color to the lighter shade. You can either reduce the opacity from here, or you can reduce it from here. So, but we're going to reduce it from here. We are reducing it from here to give it a lighter shade instead of using the normal white background. And I'm going to turn it off and see what we already have. So this is what we have here. This is what we have. So now I'm going to go back to Chrome and get a random image. So while we're waiting for the image to download, let's start doing others. So now I'm going to lock this. Now, this is what layers look like. So as I'm designing inside the frame, these are the things that are inside this frame that I'm designing. So my layers now have this hero section, this is it, and these are its text, button, icons. This is where it's going to be. So the next thing I'm going to do while we're waiting for the image to download, I'm going to duplicate this text, bring it here, and I'm going to increase the font size. So let's use 48 for it, and let's say so let's just use this text for instance. And now you cannot just place your text this way because it's not going to be it's not going to have a good US. It's not going to look nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to arrange it. And while you're trying to arrange them, you will see that it's going to be squeezed in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the text setting and set it. So the first thing we're going to do is you can click on this to align to the center. You can click on this to align to the left. So we're going to work on the line height. So going to increase or you're going to decrease. So while we're working on this, let's see, let's use 50 for it and say 60. Okay. Let's make this image. Figma is always having issues. So this is what we have, and we're going to duplicate this again. We also have a smaller text. So we're going to use a dummy text for this. So let's use a dummy text. While we are waiting for it to load, we'll go back to our image to get our image. Waiting for it. Okay, it's load. Then we go back here. So you just use a dummy text. So we're using a dummy text for it. So I'm going to click on this and this. Done. So I'm going to arrange the text properly. And I'm going to bring it in here. And we're going to reduce the opacity for it. So let's reduce the text width. So let's use 16 feet and let's reduce it from this place. So this is what we have for accessibility for users. So you're going to align it and we're going to zoom in and push it to this. Right. Perfect. So while we turn off this to see what we've done so far, so we're going to bring our image in. So this is what we have, and our image is having a background color, and which we don't need the background color. So to remove this background image or this background, we're going to use remove BG. So I use this remove BG plugin to take off this background color if I don't want to. So you can go to their website to upload your image, remove the background, and download your image and import it to Figma. But you can also set it as a plugin. So you just use it as a plugin. So I normally use my own as a plugin, set the API key for it, and upload the image while I remove the BG background color. So done. So I'll move it in here and move it this way. Then I'm going to end this and I'm going to move this button to this. So this is our area section that we've created. So if I'm not comfortable with this image, I can click on this move button and I use my scale to scale the image. It's either you can resize it to the size you want. That's going to give your user a nice experience. There's not going to be too big and it's not going to be too small. So you go back and you select your move to back. So this is what we have once we turn off the layer. So this is what we have. You can click on this plus icon, play icon, to see what you've done so far while you are designing. So while it's loading, let's go back and create this. So now you can now section or you can now frame. Let's say you can now select this one. Then you go back.
A
Remember, you
question
turn off.
there before you go far.
Okay.
Someone asked, how can you download the plugin? So maybe you can just show him before moving forward. Maybe the person is
Okay.
going along with you.
Okay. Now, for we to get this plugin, you go dashboard, your Figma dashboard. Then you click on this where carries your name and your email address. So you go to the community, then you come here and you click on a plugin. Let's say I remember I use content ray for dummy text. So you just click on it, content ray, and this is how it will wait for it. So once it loads, you click on this plugin. Now this is what it will look like. Then you click on it, try it now. Why is loading? Now this is how it will look like. This is how it will look like once. Then you now click on run. Once you click on run, it has already been installed on your Figma. Then you cannot go back to your design and right click for it. Then you will not see it. Then you cannot start using it. It applies to all the plugin, all the that you are using as a designer. So that's how it. Apart from remove BG, which is remove background, which is going to make you set the API keys. So once you run it, you have to go to their website to set the API keys. So before you, for you to set the API keys, so once you come back and you click on it, it will show you set API keys and it will give you a link where you will have to click on it and it will take you to their site where you have to set the API keys for you to use it as a plugin. But if you don't want to set the API keys, you can go to their website, remove your image, upload your image, remove the background, and download the image back. Then you can now move it back to your Figma while designing. So now we remember while we are designing, we had to click on this present button to see what we've done so far. So this is how it will look like. So I will have to come back here to set it very well. So I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this option and I'm going to click to screen. Okay, this is how it looks. I want it to give me the full screen. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to select this and I'm going to remove this header here. So I'm going to click on this. So this is how it will look like. Now, if we imagine that this has been developed, this is how it will look like. Okay, this is how our logo is here. And
Helen, also try,
yeah,
sorry for cutting. Also try to be checking the chat for questions. Some person is
okay.
like someone is telling you how to get down. Someone is asking how to generate. So just once in a while, just check. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So why let me check from some questions. Okay, please can you reduce the page? Oh, I'm sorry, fast. I'm sorry. Okay, I think I've answered this question, how to download the plugin. I've explained how to download the plugin. You go to the Figma community, you search for the plugin you're looking for. Once it gives you the plugin, on the left-hand side, you select you select plugin and all the plugin comes in. Then you will now have to try it out. Click on the button that says try it out. So once you click on it, it will take you to a full file where you have to test run the product, the plugin, sorry. Okay, let me do it again. Okay, now this is it. Now, let's say I want to try
Sorry,
this.
Helen,
Yeah,
1 minute, 1 second, please. Okay.
okay.
All right. So we are this 8 o'clock, and we promise we are going to be ending this session for 8 o'clock. So if you want us to give another 10 minutes, please say yes in the chat there. So we don't take we'll not just be teaching and you already feel like we're taking your time. So if you feel like you want us to continue, just say yes, 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 yes. So we can continue. All right, Helen, you can continue. I think I've seen some yes.
Okay, someone asked me to try it again. Okay, I think I'll be slow this time. Please, can you? Okay, let's try the plugin again. This back to Figma. Now let's try a plugin that I don't have. Let's try this plugin out. Okay, let's try this particular plugin out. I don't have this particular plugin. So now I'm going to click on this. Now I have searched for this particular plugin. Then it will be on all. Get so the next thing you do, you come here, click on plugin. When you click on everything is going to come out, including their template and everything. So we don't need that. So what we're going to do is click on the plugin. What you have all the plugin, there is a content that as long as there's content in the name, all of them is going to be here. Then you look for the particular one you want. Then you click on this button, try it out. I click on it. Then it will load here. Come back here, click on the file. You wait for it to load. Now, while you wait for it to load, to this to give you a screen like this, then you click on run. You've installed the plugin. Then go back to your design, which is this. which is this. And now I'm going to right click and I'm going to look for it. This is it. And I have this content design structure. So I'm going to open, then you start using it. Did you understand? Now it's giving me a welcome screen. Then I'll start enjoying my content. Telling me to try demo. It's going to just show you like a welcome. Let's say try demo. It's going to just take you around the plugin for you to start using. Some of them don't give you any welcome information like this. Some of them will just tell you straight to the point. So this is it. I now have this particular plugin and I can now use it. Now, someone dropped another question saying, can we know the button size for each screen we are designing for? Now, this is what I normally advise people, and this is what I do. There is a book I came across, and it says that the actual height of a button is between 40 to 60 pixels. The height of a button, be it mobile, be it web, be it tablet. This is the height. But for the weight, you cannot determine a particular size for the weight. So the weight of the button works with the frame of the design. Is it for a mobile? It has its own weight. Is it for a web? It has its own weight. Is it for a tablet? It has its own weight. But for the height, it should be between 45 pixels to 60 pixels. And if you're using 45, you should use 45 from the beginning to the ending. I think no more questions. So okay, auto layout. Okay, let me go back and explain auto layout. Auto layout is actually good when it comes to alignment, alignment of buttons, alignment of text, alignment of image. Is what auto layout works. It helps to align elements in Figma. Now, I enjoy using auto layout when it comes to button. It's very easy to use and it doesn't stretch whenever, or it doesn't scatter whenever I'm trying to stretch my frame, or whenever I'm trying to design something, it doesn't stretch. So it just there for me. Are there standard font size to all the text on the hero section? Now, this is what I normally tell people. There is no standard size. Some people actually use 54, some use 60, some use 54, some use 32. It works together with how you want your hero section to be. But what I advise people, if you don't want to add this tiny text here, I will advise you to use between 48 to 64. Anything 72 is going to be big. Now let's try 72 and see how it looks like. 72 is too much. 64 is actually good, depending how you align them. And if you are using 64, you cannot use this little text under the body text. So there is no standard font size to read. That is why I advise people, when you are designing, try to present your work to see how it will look like. Now, if we are using 50, yeah, let's use 50 and see how it look like. 50 is okay, because at least someone who has an eye problem and someone who has short-sightedness or long-sightedness can actually read this text. And for this little text too, they can actually read this text. But by the time you use 12 or 10 or 14 for it, I cannot even read it. I will know that there is text there, but I cannot read it. So there is no standard. So you can use on this text here, you can use 16, 15, 17, 18. But anything less than 15 is going to be very tiny. And anything here less than 42 is going to be very tiny. So any other question while I continue? It's 10 minutes. Then someone said, button size and font size. Okay, yeah, perfect. Yes, it can be found on material design. Yes, perfect. Thank you. Chidebube, thank you for this information. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the information. Chijebu, thank you very much for the information. Thank you. Just wrap up the remaining body. So now I want to frame this section and call it hero section. So I'm going to select everything on it. I'm going to select, I'm going to right click and I'm going to frame this section and I'm going to call it hero section. So since we have time, let's just change this to landing page. And we're going to increase this. So I'm going to create a body. I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to reduce the font to 32. Let's see 32 and see how it goes. And I'm going to say shop by category, for instance. I'm going to place them. I'm going to click on this and align it horizontal center. So I'm going to just get this. I'm going to first of all, I'm going to turn on my layouts, my layout grid system. I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to use button. And I'm going to just create something like this. I don't know if I am the only one experiencing this Figma issue, desktop issue. I don't know if I'm the only one suffering it. I think Figma has been having issue for the past few days now. So let's say this is something we have. Let's just pick this as this color and erase that. So we're just going to duplicate this image here and reduce it. So let's reduce it. So we're going to use our scale and reduce it. So just place it this way, and it's too tiny, so we're just going to increase it. So we're just going to duplicate it here, and we're going to duplicate it here, for instance. So this is how it look like. Then just duplicate your button. Maybe just duplicate your button this way, and so now this is the beauty of creating a button with auto layout, because by the time you start adjusting your buttons, your text will still remain at the center. By the time you your text will remain at the center. But if you use rectangle text and you group them, when you start adjust, you have to adjust the text, you have to adjust the rectangle, you start adjusting everything. But auto layout will just help you just move everything. The more you're playing around with the buttons, the more the text remain at the center, because you've already set it. You can move this to the left, to the top right, top center, top left, and all. So you can just play around with it and it will just remain where it is. So you can now, let's change this, let's reduce it to 16 and let's move it to add to carts. Add to carts. So we can just bring in our plus and minus here. I'll go back to Iconify, any plugin that I have installed. So let's use, we can use text, we can use your icon, is your choice. So let's just use text, it's easier. I'm going to use minus in my, so I'm going to make it this way and I'm going to move it this way. Then I'm going to increase the opacity using the same color I use. So I'm using 000. I'll come back here and use 0000, depending the color you're using. So, and I'm going to duplicate and say 1, and I'm going to use my plus. So I'm going to just arrange it this way. I'm using auto layout now on this. The reason why I'm using auto layout is for alignment. So I'm going to give them the space between them 9. So let's just use 10 for instance, and I'm going to place it this way. It's a choice for you to place these guys here, to place it here. Okay, so you can now take these guys up or a little. Let's reduce it. Add, or you can take it out and replace it with name of the bag. Let's say bag, for instance. And just place it here and just give it the name of the bag. Yeah, and just align to the center. You can duplicate and move it this way. And same thing for this. So should I? Okay, let's see if we have some questions. So should I continue? Should I finish the landing page? Because I think the 10 minutes is up now. Hi, Abby.
Okay, I think it's we can't have enough time like to go
Yeah.
through this. The goal was to make sure they know some steps of Figma for the first day. So today is the introduction of
Yeah.
the boot camp, and I believe that one or two persons might have learned something that they don't know or they have been having challenge with. So I really want us to end the boot camp so that people will have the mind to know that the 1 hour they can come here, maybe 1 hour 20 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes, they are out of here and go and do other things because I know we are all busy people. So I will leave. I Let's just end it here. Just go through your introduction again. Maybe one or two things you want to explain, then we can end it.
Okay, so this is how this is going to look like. This is how our design is going to look like. Okay, now let's go back to the design. Sorry, let's go back to the introduction. Let me summarize everything. Now, we all understood what user experience is all about. Is a design team using creating products that provide meaningful and relevant experience to users. So you create it's like you just say we use it to create products that provide meaningful relevant experience to users. UX design involves the design of entire process and all, which is I told you guys, just like branding design, usability and functions. So design is just to create goals, to meet user needs and all. So importance, you know the importance of design, increase user satisfaction, improve accessibility, reduce development costs, and boost this connection between the brand and the users. So now I just like this. We just need to now if you look at it, it's very easy for you to read and understand what this hero section look like. You can see this logo. With this our dummy logo, you can see the text, you can see the write up in the button, you can see this text here, you can read this very well, you can see the image of this, you can see the button, the background color is actually different from this, you can read and all. So you just know the importance of UX designs, and when it comes to development, you know what are the process you have to take to avoid spending much in futures, to avoid coming back to fix one particular problem you're supposed to fix at the early stage. So you know the element designs, the strategy, the scope, structure, the skeleton, and the surface. You know the key principles of a UX design. User-centeredness is to meet user needs and involve them in every stage of development. As I'm moving from this process to the another, you need to involve your users to get their needs, their goals, and their wants. Then you need to another key principles is usability. They are able to use this product and navigate from the left to the right, from the bottom to the top. They should be easy use and navigation between the user and the product. Accessibility. Every user should be able to read and understand what your product is all about. They should be able to use it, the product, without finding it difficult. Disability, they should be able to enjoy using this product. If I'm on this product, like just like WhatsApp, everybody enjoy using WhatsApp. I am on WhatsApp from morning to night because it's easy for us to use Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Figma, and the rest of it, Jumia, because those products are very easy to use. So you should create products that are very, very enjoyable for us to use. So while exploring on that particular product that the user use, they should be able to add more ideas, just like the new feature that came on WhatsApp. I think for those people that are admin on a WhatsApp group, when someone drops something which is not advisable in the group, the admin has the access to delete that before other members can see. Just like that, just like you've created particular products, in future you can be able to explore new ideas that will flow with the same product. Now you know the roles of a user designer, where I will have to focus on my user satisfaction, where I have to brainstorm, define the products, work on brainstorming and all. So you know you focus on your user, not just yourself. And to do a great job as a designer, you have to know your user needs, and you have to build elements that are easy for them to understand and use. So you know, introduction to Figma. Figma is just a free online tool used for designing. What can any kinds of design? Is it social media and or so just Figma is an online to use for design, and we'll try some features on the design that we came up with this simple hero section and half body of it. So do we have more questions to ask? No questions. I think we have to draw our curtain here. I be over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Helen, for this great, wonderful talk and lecture. I believe everyone got one or two things there, especially for newbies. So please, for those that are maybe not newbies, this is actually put up for newbies because we are trying to encourage designers to start using the Figma and also to know how to design. So that's why we take our time to actually select those that will teach for this boots for the 5 days. So this is just a tip of the iceberg because we have a whole lot of tutors lined up for the next 4 days. So please, to support this boot camp, we is a free one, but we just need you to do a tweet on Twitter. Just go on Twitter, please. After today, you will do it today, but from tomorrow, before the start of the event, you talk about the event tweet. That's the only support we need from you. At least we have impacted. If you really know that we've impacted, please just do a tweet for us using the hashtag FOFPH and hashtag UX Design Bootcamp PH. Hashtag FOFPH, hashtag User Design Bootcamp PH. So this will help us to actually promote the PH community. Figma also take note of all our events we do. So this is the only way, well, one of the ways that we know that we actually did an event today. So please, I will write the hashtag out there for us to see. So just talk about the day one, the introduction, and talk about the introduction and use this hashtag for us. That's the only way you can support us for this event. And please, tomorrow we have a wonderful speaker on the list. Let me drop the hashtags. We have a wonderful speaker on the list, so don't feel to join tomorrow. Today we heard about introduction to UX UI design. So tomorrow we'll be talking about so much more about usability. We'll be talking about. Let me just go through the the topic for tomorrow so you will know what we have for tomorrow. So for tomorrow we have brand victory, and we'll be talking about understanding user needs and behavior. We'll be talking about techniques for conducting user research. Trust me, this is one of the things that everybody is actually looking at for user research, and also how to develop user persona and creating user journey maps. And also we'll be talking about hands-on. We'll be doing an hands-on exercise, how to conduct user research and create a user persona in Figma. So please, all the knowledge you've learned today, you are going to be using some of them tomorrow. So please and please join us tomorrow again before 7 p.m. What? Please start tweeting about it using the hashtag FOFPH and hashtag user UX Design Bootcamp PH. So just start tweeting about it before the event. Then even in between, if you still have the time, if you are not distracted, you can also do the same. Trust me, we have a wonderful things lined up for everyone. You will not regret the 5 days. If you only stay for the 5 days, you will hear wonderful tutors that will come on for the 5 days. And thank you for the last day. The last day is a physical event. Sorry for those that are not in PH. Is a physical event where we'll be creating a product, and we'll be creating products, a persuasive technology, either fitness app. So it will be a team of 5 in each team, 5 individuals in a team of 5. They'll be creating, is a challenge. They'll be creating user persona. Still thinking, the team is still thinking of how we can carry the online users along. If we can create a team on the last day, the 5th day, we can create out team for those that are not present in Port Harcourt, so they can also do the challenge and also submit it via a link that will be sent to them. So if we can get this done, trust me, we are going to make it available for everybody, so that we can also learn in this at the end of the program. Okay, somebody's talking about individual. Okay, so at the last day, we'll also put out the Twitter handles of everybody that register for this event. If you've created an account with on our platform, on the Friends of Figma platform, and you have, go and edit your profile and put your Twitter account, so we can get it and we can share it for everybody to follow each other on Twitter. It's just to promote ourselves. Yeah, for those that are not in Port Harcourt, you also get the what's it called, the certificate. The certificate is an online certificate, so you can. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with the messages that are coming. I'm trying to answer all. So you can also get the certificate. Is an online certificate, can be sent to everybody. You will just go and download yours. So we are going to be sending a link to everybody at the end of the day. You just go and download yours, and that's it. So thank you. Tomorrow again by 7 p.m. Please try and be here as early as possible, because we'll not waste much of the time before we start. 7 o'clock will start. Thank you so much. So I'm dropping this call. Just the same way you join today, just come back again tomorrow. Come on the event page and click the join event. Just in case other people need this, also share the link to them. They can register and join. If you don't register, you cannot join. So they need to register and join. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest, and see you again tomorrow by 7 p.m. Thank you.